welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So as you'll see here, this is another Visconti that I have in my collection that I thought I'd do a review of today. I normally buy my pens brand new. I will buy them used on the second-hand market or new old stock if I can't get them or if they're sold out everywhere. So I've been looking for a while to get the Visconti Opera Tobacco, which is a lovely, or Opera Master Tobacco, which is a lovely tobacco coloured demonstrator, and I've not been able to find one. And I was looking, and I put a message up to say, hey, look, I'm looking on PenSwap, and didn't get anything back. And suddenly saw this Opera Master Golden Dust, and I fell in love with it. So I decided to buy it, and actually a few days after that, I actually had somebody send me a message saying, hey, look, there's a tobacco available now. So I was like, well, I kind of already bought this one. So to be honest, I'm actually more happier that I bought this one than the tobacco. Maybe I'd still like a tobacco in my collection at some point, but this is a stunning pen. So this comes in a slightly older style, more yellowy box. You'll see here it's an Opera Master Golden Dust fountain pen. If I unbox this, you'll see it has the standard sort of Visconti box inside it. So this is like a wood lacquered box. And what I'll do here, I'll open the box up, and in here you'll see the lovely, lovely Golden Dust pen. Now, before we start to look at the pen, I'm going to remove this here. There's a number of things that actually come inside. So you get the identity card, which is pretty much standard from Visconti on limited edition pens. So this is the Opera Master Golden Dust. It's a fountain pen, 23 carat nib, two tones or dual tone. It's an acryloid colour Golden Dust, gold plated material or trim. And it's a double reservoir power filler, and there's 3 of 60. It also comes with the sort of standard Visconti booklet. Now this actually sort of has a few different things in it to some of the booklets that I have. Most of the content is the same, just a couple of pictures that are different. But the strange thing is it also comes with a Visconti company profile pen catalogue CD. Now, actually, I just reminded myself I've not actually tried to play this, so I need to do that because that might actually have some interesting information on. But that's basically what you get, and here is the Golden Dust. So if I zoom in a little, and you'll be able to see here, if I pick up the pen, the reason why it's called the Golden Dust. Now, so the reason why I like this is that the other Opera Master that's a demonstrator is loosely called the Tobacco. There's a number of other names that it goes by as well. But this, you can see here, it has a lot of very smoky swirls going on in it. Plus, it has a lot of gold dust. And I really, really do like this. So when I saw photos of this material, it was like, I do need to get hold of this because this is a stunning, stunning pen. And you'll see here in terms of the body, that smoky type swirl. It's almost like going back to the 1980s, walking into a pub or a bar and just like you see this smoke haze that just engulfs you. And it's kind of that type of haze with gold dust in it. It is a lovely, lovely pen. So, starting off here at the cap, you have the standard Visconti enamelled spring clip. This one isn't that springy. You have the My Pen finial, which is a magnet. You have, just coming down to the cap, you have the standard, if you'll be able to see this very well, but it says Opera on, there you go, Opera on the cap. Now sometimes you actually have the serial number on the reverse here on the Opera Masters. Other times you actually have it up here on the end cap. So you can see here it's number 3 of 60. So that is a really nice number. And then in terms of the rest of the pen, it's just a body that just tapers down to the piston or the power vac knob there. So let me turn this over and see a little bit better. Now it's a screw cap. You have, if I just zoom in a little here, you'll have the Visconti nib. Now it came with a fine nib on this pen. Now this is not the fine nib it came with, and I decided to change the fine nib over purely because I found the fine nib a little bit crisp and a little bit stiff. So I actually swapped it with another fine nib in my collection, and this actually gives it a little bit more bounce. And you'll see that in the writing sample. So it has a gold coloured section here, and then you have the threads, you have the double reservoir window here, and it's just a stunning material. You can see the gold here, the way it shines. It is amazing. So and very cloudy as well. So you can see why I actually fell in love with this pen as soon as I saw it. And the photos were pretty good, but they really didn't do it as justice like this is now. So it is an amazing pen for sure. So I think let's do a size check on here. So in terms of length, we are looking at about 157 millimeters, and then the cap we're looking around 70 millimeters. And if we do a size check from the tip of the tines, we're looking at about 143 millimeters. So this is a long pen, it's a heavy pen. These tend to weigh in around 60 grams normally with the cap, or not far off it. Now, this isn't quite a full pen, I think, from recollection, because I've not refilled this. So let's just do a weight check, shall we? Maybe it is. It's 63, just under 63.5 grams with the body. The cap itself is just over 19.5 grams, and then the pen itself is just over 44 grams. So this is actually quite a weighty pen. All of the Opera Masters are weighty, for sure, but this is a very lovely, stunning pen, and very glad that I was able to add this to my collection. It's just a stunning pen. Just look at the swirls there, the gold dust. There's so much going on in the body of this pen. It's just unbelievable. You can just see there how it all looks. I really do love this pen. So so glad I was able to pick this up and add it to my collection. And we'll see what can be done here. Now, there is only one problem with this, and this is buying secondhand, is that sometimes you can get damage to pens, and you'll see here there's some blue haze around the ink window here, and there are micro fractures on the inner ink window. So I will be sending this off to Visconti very shortly, and I'm hoping that they can repair this. Actually, because I am a little bit concerned that over time that is going to fracture and ink is going to leak out to the outer window. So I'm going to see if Visconti can get that fixed, and I'll let you know later. if that was possible. So I will be sending that off soon to Visconti. But this is a lovely, lovely, stunning pen, and I really, really do like it. So um, again, with only 60 of this material made. I've never seen this material in any other Visconti. I'm sure there are other Viscontis available that have this material in, but I haven't seen them. The problem with the Visconti, and this is like a number of pen manufacturers, is that they don't actually have a complete catalogue of all of the pens that they have made. So sometimes it's very difficult actually finding the pen if you don't know what it was called. I'm sure there are other pens with this material in, but to date I have not seen any. This was the first time I actually saw the Opera Master Golden Dust when it was put up for sale. I did not know that this one existed, so I'm so glad that I was able to see that and be able to pick this one up. So what I'll do here, we'll do a comparison against some other pens that you will be able to see in my collection. If I zoom out a little, put the Golden Dust in place. So left to right we have the Speakeasy, we have the Medici Il Magnifico, we have the Opera Master Crimson Tide, we have the Luxor Obelisk, we have the Opera Master Golden Dust, we have the Opera Silver Dust, and you can see here that the slight size difference. We have the Homo Sapiens London Fog, we have the Homo Sapiens Florentine Hills, we have the Homo Sapiens Lava Edition Bronze Age, and we have the Divina Desert Springs. So let's do a writing sample, shall we? I'm going to cap that pen, just leave that there. So this is the Visconti Opera Master Golden Dust, and this is a fine nib. Now the ink in here, I've actually put in a J. Hebern, and this is Lee Dete. Now, in terms of line variation, this is a fine nib, so the vertical downstrokes you're going to get are going to be very, very fine. Now, I did say this is a slightly springy nib, so you can get a little bit more line variation out of this. But bearing in mind, this is a fine nib, so that probably takes it from a fine to a medium. And then in terms of squiggles, or figure of eights, you can actually get some line variation going out there as well. So you can see here on the downward strokes, you'll see here that there's a lot more line variation than on the upstrokes. So in terms of wetness, we'll do a cross check first. So in terms of wetness, that's quite a wet nib. It's not an overly fire hose nib, I would say, but it's not bad. You are still actually getting smudging coming up to here, but this is really where it stops. So that is still a very wet nib. Now, as I said, I did actually swap the nib out for a slightly more bouncier, less rigid palladium nib. So that's what I have in the pen now. But it's a lovely writer. I don't normally go with fine nibs, but I was actually going to put a stub nib in here. But I decided, well, I didn't have any other stubs spare. I had them on other pens. I didn't really want to take them off of other pens, so I decided, well, I've got a fine, bouncier fine nib here, so I'll put that in here instead. And I really, really do like that. So and that's a good for everyday writing, really, this pen. So there you have it. That's the Visconti Opera Master Golden Dust. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.